At 7:15 a.m. October 4th. Yeah, for example, yeah, as I was saying, these people controlling information and tampering with searches, tampering with information. Um, some may consider that terrorist conspiracy, and some may consider that conspiracy to murder and potentially attempt. For example, if you worked in a hospital and there's certain information you needed access to, and there are people tampering with Google searches, tampering with other searches, hacking certain websites and tampering with the searches. For instance, up to date or some sort of medical reference that doctors utilize to find key information, which they sometimes rely upon for their treatment of their patients, as well as new treatment modalities, diagnostic tests, etc. And you're denying doctors access to such. Um, it could be life or death for a patient potentially. A special treatment could have been found that wasn't found, and the patient ended up dying. So that it's in a sense, and if they're doing a large scale, um, that could lead to a lot of deaths potentially. Or even, like I said, even law enforcement agents, there may be certain information that they need access to in order to identify culprits of terrorism, organized crime, whatever, and they need access to certain information in order, if it's like a global terrorist syndicate or a global terrorist organization or even just a national terrorist organization and it's large scale, they may need information to make certain connections or even information about new upcoming technology that if you're covering up these things from them, they may not have access and may not even be aware of it. And it could be this new upcoming technology that law enforcement is supposed to be informed about, and they're blocking information to law enforcement about it. Could be a key tool for terrorism, could be a key tool for organized crime, espionage, economic espionage, financial crimes, etc. So these people controlling information and denying key, these are just two examples, and denying key information to people in the professional world could result in death and harm and danger. And it could also aid criminals and make committing crimes easier if there's certain information being denied from certain people in the professional world. It could, lead to deaths at hospitals. It could enhance criminals' ability to perform more crime. It could endanger populations nationally and potentially internationally if key information is denied to certain professionals around the world who need and rely on information. Because they don't just tamper with Google, they can tamper with other search databases and other things as well. Bet my life. So these people tampering with searches, trying to intimidate people with such, that's a form of intimidation and coercion. And that's intimidating and coercing the civilian population if they're tampering with certain search databases, Google searches, what have you. Even up to date, these guys know how to tamper with that and deny key information from showing up when you search through their database of medical information. So think about what other databases exist that people search through for information and what kind of information they could be denying access to. For instance, if governments are trying to look through databases about technology, new threats, and they're denying key information to politicians, I mean, that could be a potential death of the nation if there's people running around with this new age advanced technology and they can't even find information about it and not even sure if it exists. So these people playing with Google searches are a threat to humanity and the threat to a nation and the threat to the globe. So someone needs to do something about it because this is highly illegal. And someone should find out a way to identify this, especially if they're doing it at large scale, because denying certain professionals key information, it could be life or death. It could lead to financial problems. It could lead to all sorts of problems in a nation and around the globe, and it could even lead to problems in citizens' lives and endanger lives. It could even endanger lives large scale, especially if key information about technology is being denied to certain law enforcement professionals, politicians, etc., etc. And then think about them denying information to doctors large scale when they're trying to treat their patients. And they could find these certain procedures or treatments that could save life. And they're being denied access to that, being blocked out of their emails, being blocked out of their info, being denied certain info by them controlling searches. I mean, that could be considered conspiracy to murder um, or even attempt. So someone needs to do something about these fucking psychopaths who don't even think about the consequences of these things because they're wielding power in a more than irresponsible fashion. They're abusing power, and they don't even think about the consequences of their actions. It's disgusting. They're like 5-year-old children, and they're just acting without thought and without reason and acting without even thinking of consequence. It's disgusting now.